The transfer portal has gotten completely out of control. We should not be sitting here in the middle of bowl season, should not be sitting here in the middle of the first ever 12-team college football playoff talking about the portal, talking about where players are going to go next year. The transfer portal should not even open until after the national championship. Players should not have to worry about switching teams, nor be able to switch teams before we even know who the national champion is. The amount of transfers each year are growing more and more, and this year 1,500 players have already stuck their name in the portal with more to come. We're even getting commitments of where some of these guys are going to go, and look, I don't have a problem with the portal when it's an opportunity for a kid who's, let's say, a Liberty or an Arkansas State, and they transfer to a Power 4 conference school. That's cool. Like, for example, Caden Salter transferring from Liberty to Colorado. I love that. I think that's a great thing. Do I wish he would have waited until after the season? Of course I do. But I think it's a great move, and we've seen countless stories like this. Where I have a problem with the portal is when it becomes basically a free-for-all money grab zoo. And that's what the transfer portal is in 2024 coming into 2025. It's a zoo. Is it worse than NFL free agency? I absolutely think so, because in free agency, first, it doesn't start until after the Super Bowl. Can you imagine a guy like James Cook hitting free agency during the divisional round when the Bills are fighting for a championship? Second, players are on contracts for multiple years. When they sign a deal in free agency, most of the time it's a 2-year, a 3-year, a 4-year deal. In college, players are all on a 1-year contract ready to move on at any time. The loyalty of college sports are gone. When a player commits, it's not a commitment, but a 1-year rental with the opportunity to extend the lease. We've got guys going to their 3rd and 4th teams, players who are 24, 25, 26 years old, still getting eligibility, still playing in their 8th or 9th year of college. We've got guys with an opportunity to compete for a national championship hitting the portal before the season is over. One of these, Penn State backup quarterback Bo Parabula, is doing visits. In fact, he's already committed instead of competing in the college football playoff. This isn't college sports anymore. This is a business hidden under the education umbrella. Parabula isn't transferring to be able to win a national championship. He's transferring for the same reason every other high-level transfer is transferring: money. NIL isn't bad, but the way the NIL has gotten out of control through the years, I know we had to pay the players, and I do believe that they should get their fair share, but these kids are getting bigger endorsements than the NFL. It's no longer about winning. It's no longer about getting ready for the next level. It's no longer playing for your dream school. It's what can you give me? How much will you give me? Well, this school is giving me this. There is no camaraderie within these schools. You cannot build chemistry off 1-year rentals. You cannot build a stable program as we know it off of 1-year rentals. The transfer portal isn't going anywhere. It has gone too far, but it needs to be reformed, because if it is not reformed, it will only get worse. Can you imagine a world where like Arch Manning is playing for Texas, starting, leading them to the playoffs, and then deciding before their first game he's transferring out? It's only going to get worse. These portal needs to start after the playoffs. There needs to be zero, and I mean zero overlap. February to May or June is plenty of time to get a team together and get ready for the season. We should not be talking about players committing before Christmas. The transfer portal has gotten out of hand. And you might say, well, aren't you happy about what Bill Belichick is doing? I mean, he's putting together a great transfer class. Shouldn't you be upset at how he's using the portal if you're trying to stay consistent? And yes, I do think we should be waiting until after the season to be going to get Bill Belichick's first transfer class. But in today's landscape, you'll get left behind. Belichick is simply playing the game because in the end, the transfer portal is a complete zoo.